Hey there, Ravens flock. Welcome back to Baltimore Talk, the weekly podcast giving you a recap of every Baltimore Ravens game from now to postseason. I'm your host, Anthony Propst, and I'll be bringing you everything you miss, plus my own personal thoughts, opinions, and analysis. Now, before I dive into everything and get started, I know a lot of you are probably wondering, oh, Anthony, how come you didn't have a Week 12 recap or an episode 12 for that game? Well, folks, I'm here to tell you that, unfortunately, during that game, I did not get the chance to watch because I had a passing in my family. And I'm not going to go into detail about it because that's not what we're here for, but that is the reason why I did not have an episode come out last week and why there is going to be a gap in between weeks 11 to 13 from that game. And even though he was not a fan, from now on and going forward, this podcast here on Baltimore Talk will be dedicated to my uncle, Scott. May he rest. And now, with that out of the way, and with that being said, it is time to recap the Baltimore Ravens game against the Denver Broncos. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's going to be a short episode. It's going to be like week 1, week 2. It's not going to be a long one because, honestly, I don't really have much to say. I have more criticisms like everybody else than I do information on how well the game went, because I'm going to be honest, it was not a Baltimore Ravens game. That game was not played by a Baltimore Ravens team. That was not handled by a Baltimore Ravens defense or offense. Things were all over the board. The offense was not on point. The defense was not on point. We were giving up yards. We were giving up too much of this, too much of that. So with that being said, I'm not going to make it a huge long episode because I will always have love for the Baltimore Ravens. Never doubt that. I will always be Ravens fan through and through. I even got a Baltimore Ravens tree skirt for my Christmas tree in my bedroom for my favorite team. But I have to say that this game was way too low score, lower than the last time we had a low-scoring game. And we won by the skin of our teeth. I'm going to be honest with you. And I've seen all the comments, I've seen all the press conferences of people talking about Greg Roman and how bad he's doing this year and that he should be fired. I don't see that. Yes, did he make some iffy calls and make some bad judgment? Yes, I will say that. But I don't think he should be gone. I think he should stay through and through because Greg Roman, he is a great coach and he's great all the way. But with all that being said, let's get into some of the, I don't want to say standout moments, but we'll get into some of the bigger things here. Starting in the first quarter, we won the coin toss, and we chose to defer, which was a step up in quality over last week because we won last week, but chose to receive, which makes no sense because Baltimore never elects to receive, but that's a whole separate moniker and a whole separate issue. But again, now that we're on the field and we're giving it up to the Denver Broncos, they go for the first 2 downs and get stopped on the first one after only a gain of 3. Then on 2nd and 7, they get the first. Then they gain 7 on 1st and 10, stop shy of the first. And our former Baltimore Raven, Latavius Murray, this man is on the Denver Broncos, and man, was he tearing it up and showing why he shouldn't have left Baltimore. And I agree, he shouldn't have left. Latavius Murray was a beast yesterday. And granted, Denver still lost. He was ripping up M&T Bank Stadium. He was ripping up that field. And I don't even know what to say about it. I don't have words for the absolute, I would probably say domination he put on this field and on this team. But he was the odds-on favorite yesterday for the offense for the Denver Broncos because he was putting up yards. So when he went for it, he got it on 3rd and 1. Then on 1st and 10, Patrick Queen, he gets a good stop after 3 yards. 2nd and 6, they convert again. Marlon Humphrey on another stop. It's now 2nd and 7. Then Roquan Smith, he gets a stop. Then on the 3rd and 5, right after that, Patrick Queen, he gets a beautiful stop in the backfield, pushing Denver to get a 52-yard field goal, and that's what started off this gravy train of downhill disappointment. I'm going to be honest with you because things were not looking in Baltimore's favor. Yeah, we can trail every once in a while, but this was not it, folks. I'm going to be honest. This was not Baltimore Ravens football. This was just this was something else, and it is what it is, I won't lie. Everybody gets ahead by a field goal or two in the first quarter. Things get done weird. Things get handled awkwardly. But this was just one of those times where things were not handled okay. And granted, yeah, they can just get things done the way they do. But this was an iffy sight to see, I'm going to be honest with you. But with all that being said, we moved to Baltimore's first set of drives and first set of downs, and I'm going to be honest, not pretty. So on our 1st and 10, it's only a handoff for a yard. And then this next play on 2nd and 9, it's a screen pass for a gain of 4, both to Justice Hill, who he was doing pretty well. But things were, they were, again, shaky, rough, little iffy. 3rd and 5, it's incomplete to Mark Andrews, and we punt the ball away. Next one, it's Kyle Hamilton, he's back on defense. He's our great safety, and he gets things done and gets a stop. And I'm just going to be honest, after going through all this, both Smith and Matabike get 2 big stops on 2nd and 6 and 3rd and 1, forcing Denver to punt again. Then it's 1st and 10. Lamar, he decided to take it himself for a gain of 9. Then it's 2nd and 1. Gus the Bus Edwards, he comes through, gets the first down. Then on this next set, 1st and 10, Lamar sacked. And I'm going to be honest, our weak side ends, they were not holding their blocks as long as they should have. Things were kind of rough, kind of iffy on that. And I'm going to be honest, I was not happy about it because I was watching this game via NFL Sunday Ticket, and it was not it. Things were not it yesterday. So it was not a good first quarter, I'm going to be honest. Then on the next play, 2nd and 14, Deshaun Jackson, he gets a 6-yard catch, but Patrick McCary, he was hurt. So, but he did come back after a few minutes. Then on the next play, 3rd and 8, Duvernay, he gets a lucky catch after an almost sack. Lamar was almost sacked, but he was able to get the ball off in time. And Devin Duvernay, he gets a nice catch, but it wasn't enough, and Baltimore did have to be forced to punt. Then Wilson, for the Broncos, he throws an incomplete, 2nd and 10. Both Chuck Clark and Patrick Queen get a nice stop. It's 3rd and 5. Marlon Humphrey gets the push out of bounds, so that forces Denver to punt again. And then we're back on our side. Gus the Bus, he gets a handoff for 3. It's 2nd and 7. And Lamar, he was sacked right at the end of the first quarter, and he was hurt. And he did not come back for the entire game. And that's just how the end of the first quarter. That's not even the second, halftime, 3rd, or 4th. He got hurt, went down with a knee injury. He had to be helped off. He was walking under his own power, but he was limping once he got to the locker room, watching the footage from the cameras of the view of the locker room, and he ended up not coming back. And Tyler Huntley ended up being our quarterback for the rest of the game. And he was coming off cold turkey, not touching the ball all season yet, not getting any time to prep and warm up. This was kind of a spur of the moment, hey, get in there, you're in kind of step. So he had to go in cold turkey, and I'm not going to lie, he really did good. He actually did really good for just being a fresh, I guess I'm in, and I guess it's me. So going through all that, Tyler Huntley, he's on 3rd and 13. He passes to Devin Duvernay for 11. And that'll force another Baltimore punt after that. And after that, we will get to the next spot where Denver, they are just running their downs. We get stops as usual. It's the usuals. Marcus Peters, Geno Stone, Kyle Hamilton. They're able to get those stops and force a Denver punt once again. It is Kenyon Drake who gains 4 on the first one. Mark Andrews gets a beautiful 22-yard catch. This was a great play. It's 2nd and 6. Tyler Huntley threw a nice 22-yard catch to Mark Andrews, so that was a very nice play there. Then Demarcus Robinson gets a 5-yard pass, and that was good for some yards. Then Tyler Huntley, he has to take it himself, and he only gets 2 on that play, but no biggie. It's 3rd and 3. Devin Duvernay, you know what he does. You know how good he is. He gets the first down. Then it's 2nd and 5, and it is an incomplete pass to Duvernay from Huntley. But there was a flag on the play. Because of Denver and because of Broncos' defense, they got a roughing the passer call, which was able to get us that first down and get us some extra yards. Next play here, it's just a jet sweep, but it was a loss of 1. Gain of 2 by Demarcus Robinson. 3rd and 9 here. Tyler Huntley takes it himself for 2. So now Justin Tucker, he has to kick his field goal, uses amazing leg power with 5 minutes, 55 seconds left in the half. We tie it up at 3-3 here. And then Lamar, they had announced that he was still in the locker room, but like I said, he didn't come back for the rest of the day. Then Denver gets a pass over the middle, only for 6. Roquan Smith, he gets a backfield stop. It's 3rd and 5. Tyus Bowser knocks it down, swats that ball away, so then Denver has to punt once again. Tyler Huntley, he throws a crazy pass to Demarcus Robinson, but unfortunately it doesn't go anywhere. This one was wild, I'm going to be honest. This one was a crazy idea. But then on the next play, it's 2nd and 10. Demarcus Robinson gains 6. Then Justice Hill, he tries to go for it, but he can't go anywhere on 3rd and 4, so that we have to punt it again. Baltimore punted a lot yesterday, I'm going to be honest. They were punting that ball away like it was on fire and trying to get rid of it. And it was really sad to see, because we are usually a great 3rd down team. Like, we lead the league right now in 3rd down conversions in our division. So I don't know what was going on yesterday. Things were not going very well. But after that, 1st and 10, Broncos. Honestly, guys and girls or gals or anybody who's listening, I for some reason keep almost saying the Browns every time I think Broncos. I don't know why. I got to be honest, it might be the colors of the jerseys, or it might be because it starts with BRO, but that's just my very crazy brain. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to recap Baltimore. So now it is 2nd and 8, because Denver went off sides with the 2-minute warning, so now we back it up 5 yards. And Patrick Queen, he gets a nice stop after they only gained 2 yards, so now it's 3rd and 11. And they somehow convert for 22 yards. And I'm going to be honest, once the latter half of the game got going, they started converting big yards. It's 1st and 10 on an incomplete. 2nd and 10, the Broncos only gained 2. Then after that, it's 3rd and 8 now. And the Broncos, they get it. The Ravens call a timeout for a possible turnover. But... And this was an interesting call, because it was weird. I don't even remember how to describe it perfectly. It was a weird thing, because it looked like he didn't catch it, but they assured that he made the catch, but he was short of the 1st down marker, so we were able to get our timeout back, which for some reason I don't understand how they do it with their broadcasting. This is why I went to college, so I can be a broadcaster, because hopefully someday you won't have to hear my voice on a podcast. You'll hear me on actual television broadcasting for Baltimore. But we were able to get our timeout back, and they gave it back and then took it away again, which was weird. But no time for semantics, because it's 4th and 1. Denver tries to go for the hard count, but they can't, so they take a timeout. It's 4th and 1, and they get a field goal, going up 6-3 with 37 seconds left in the half. Baltimore, we go for it. We get a false start. Then it's 1st and 15. Mark Andrews, he gains 10 beautiful yards. We decide to take a timeout. It's 2nd and 5 after the timeout to Deshaun Jackson. It's missed, unfortunately. 3rd and 5. We try a pass complete to Isaiah Likely, and that goes, so that was perfect. Then we take our final timeout of the half, which, like I said, we got our timeout back, but they still took it away anyway, which is weird. So now it's 1st and 10. It's an incomplete to Mark Andrews, but in Denver, they take their 2nd timeout of the half. Now it's 2nd and 10. Mark Andrews, he gets the first. He tries to spike it, but the clock expired before we could for half, because we were trying to get that time to get a field goal, but we couldn't. So it's now halftime, and I'm going to be honest. We needed to hold it. I was thinking this, we just need to hold our blocks better. We need to get to the line faster. And they had just mentioned that Lamar still hurt, no news, no nothing, but we really were not having a good day yesterday, guys. I'm going to be honest. We somehow managed to pull the victory, which shout out to Justin Tucker, Tyler Huntley for getting those amazing field goals and getting that amazing touchdown. But it it was not looking good for us yesterday. I'm going to be honest. We were not having it because, like I said, our weak side linebackers, we were having players drop like flies yesterday. People were getting hurt left and right, and it was not it. I'm going to be honest. But that's just my halftime assessment. I know this is a different and a weirder kind of episode just because, like I said, I don't really have much to say about this game. My attention was on the game and taking all these notes to bring everybody everything, but my energy and my effort levels for wanting to have anything to say about this game are just not there because it wasn't a good game. It wasn't the Baltimore team that we all know and love. So we'll kind of, I don't want to say speed run the last half of the game or the second quarter, not the second quarter, the second half, like the third and fourth quarters. We'll kind of speed run them, but we're not going to like overly go ecstatic. But to bring you the bigger parts of it, when we get the ball back, it's first set of downs we get after some good handoffs, some good runs, and then unfortunately on 3rd and 3, a jet sweep. After that we're forced to punt. Broncos, they get the first. We get a good stop. That would be Roquan Smith. Denver, they then have to dump it away because they couldn't get anybody open, but there was a holding call on Marlon Humphrey, so that gave them a nice first down. Then Denver decided to take a timeout as they were about to get a penalty, but they had called a timeout beforehand. So that happened somehow. I don't understand it, but that's just me. Now we're on 3rd and 9. We're on 2nd and 9. Chuck Clark gets a stop at the line. Now it's 3rd and 9. Octavius Murray, he picks up 6, but he's still stopped short, so Denver has to punt once again. Then we're back on our side here. Demarcus Robinson, gain of 3. Duvernay gets a 13-yard catch. That was a nice one. I'm not going to lie. That was a nice catch and a nice pass from Tyler Huntley to Devin Duvernay. So now it's 1st and 10. It's a handoff to Kenyon Drake for 12. Then Tyler Huntley, here's where we highlight some of those bad things. Tyler Huntley threw 2 picks yesterday, both caught by Simmons on Denver, and I'm not going to blame... Actually, yes, I am. Tyler Huntley, I know he came in cold turkey. I know he hasn't touched the ball much this season, or at all this season, I should say, and he had to come into the game cold turkey, but these were 2 plays where it was obvious he was not hitting his own receiver. The first one I'll give him because Simmons kind of just came out of nowhere, but the second one I can't give him because it was way too obvious. Everybody saw it happen before it even started. But on this one here is where he threw his first pick. Then we have to switch it back. So then on the next play, we go through another set of Denver downs, and they go 1st and 10 from Loctavius Murray. He gets 2 yards. Then on the 2nd and 8, Jason Pierre-Paul. I said that right. I lost my mind for a second. He gets a great stop and ends up forcing a loss of 2 yards. Then it's back to 3rd and 10. Geno Stone and Patrick Queen, they get a good stop after a couple yards. So then the Broncos go for another field goal, and it's now 9-3. We're now trailing by a full touchdown here. And things are looking scary. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So now it's 1st and 10 for us. No gain. And then it goes back to 2nd and 10. And Tyler Huntley, he has to take it himself. And this was nice. He took it himself and got a great first down. So now it's 1st and 10 again. Gus the Bus Edwards, he gets a yard. Demarcus Robinson gained 10 on this play. So that's the first down plus an extra one. Kenyon Drake on 3. 2nd and 7. Prochet, he gains 2. 3rd and 5. We try a hard count to end the third quarter. Couldn't get him to go. So that is what it is. But now we are into the final quarter here. So on 3rd and 5, Isaiah Likely, he picks up 3, and then we decide to go for it on 4th and 2, which this is one of those risky decisions, and even the announcers like that's a risky decision. Like, it's 4th and 2, we're in our own spot, but Tyler Huntley, he did it himself, couldn't get up the middle, so he ran the outside, got those 2 yards, and that's all we needed. So now we got a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Demarcus Robinson, he gets the first. Then another one, it is 1st and 10. Kenyon Drake, he runs and gains 3 here. But on the next play, and even like the announcers, I just made the mistake in blaming Tyler Huntley. It was a double toss from Tyler Huntley to Mark Andrews, who tossed it back to Prochet, who threw a pick in the end zone to Simmons. I did what the announcers did and accidentally blamed Tyler Huntley. I apologize to him, but this was horrible, and I say that with the utmost succession of horrible, because it was a bad throw. It wasn't a bad throw, like it was a nice throw, but it was a bad read of the defense and a bad read of the routes. Like, I understand Prochet isn't a quarterback, but he definitely did not read his receivers right. He did not read that play at all, and it turned over in our own end zone. So now on 1st and 10, Denver gets 5. 2nd and 5, they convert. 1st and 10, Roquan Smith, I apologize, not Geno Stone. Roquan Smith gets a nice stop, but Kyle Hamilton did get hurt, and he had to get walked off, and he had to take a couple plays off. But he will come back as well. So then it's 2nd and 10. Justin Houston gets a stop. 3rd and 10. Oweh and Smith both get a double-team sack on this one, so that was beautiful to see. I'm going to be honest with you guys. That was a nice one. It's now Denver punting the ball away. We're back on our side here. 1st and 10. Kenyon Drake, he gains 4. Tyler Huntley is unfortunately sacked for a loss of 6, so now it's 3rd and 12. And he ran it himself for 7, but there was a holding call on us, so we had to punt the ball away. We had to lose those yards that we had already lost. So now Denver, they gain 4, but Patrick Queen was hurt on this play. And again, got hurt, but did come back. And like I said earlier, our team was just dropping like flies. Like every other play on both sides of the ball, somebody got hurt. And it was getting nerve-wracking, because it's like we only have so many people that we know of what their skills are. So if we drop any further, we're pulling up 3rd-string practice squad guys. And without them touching the field very much, except for practice, this could get bad and this could get ugly. But like I said, Queen, he did come back. But now it's 2nd and 6, and they get a 31-yard completion pass. And this one really broke my heart. So now on the next set of downs, it's 1st and 10. Roquan Smith, I keep wanting to say Geno Stone. Roquan Smith, he got the stop, and that was the play where Kyle Hamilton did come back. So, and that was actually courtesy of Roquan Smith, a loss of 2 yards. So on 2nd and 12, they throw an incomplete. And then again, which I don't understand why they move them up a random yard. So now it's 3rd and 11, and they try a deep pass, and that is also incomplete. So they have to punt the ball away once again. Then Tyler Huntley on the next set of plays, he takes himself for a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, Isaiah Likely, gain of 5, but then Isaiah Likely got hurt. And again, like I said, it's crazy that everybody's just getting hurt. But it's 3rd and 1. Gus the Bus Edwards, he's short and stopped right at the line. So now it's 4th and 1. And this is that risky decision. Again, 4th and 1. But Mark Andrews, being a tank, he gets it. And this is, again, like they were saying, that's a risky decision. You're in your own territory. You have a chance to turn that ball over and give them great field position to get a touchdown and put that game away. But we got luckies. On the next set of downs, Prochet, he gains 6. 2nd and 4, we throw an incomplete to Justice Hill, there was a flag on the play, ineligible man downfield by us. So now it's 2nd and 9, and Mark, he goes for it on 4, and they ended up catching a personal foul, not on us, but on Denver, because they ended up getting a helmet-to-helmet call, and man, did that ever help us out, because that gave us not just the 1st down, but 15 yards. It was crazy. Thankfully, Mark was okay, no head injury, no nothing, but we got lucky on that. So on the next play, it's 1st and 10. Tyler Huntley tried to go for it. Nothing. Justice Hill, he gets a gain of 6. So now we're at the 2-minute warning here. It's 3rd and 4. There was a flag on the play, pass interference. So that gave us what we needed to get some yards. So now it's 1st and 10. Justice Hill stopped at the line, second and 10. Isaiah Likely, he got the first. Tyler Huntley, he gains 3, and we're in the last minute. We're in the last minute 19 here. 2nd and 7. Kenyon Drake, he gains 4. Minute 13 left. 3rd and 3. Drake gains a yard, so we're stopped here. We take a timeout. And this was the risky decision. And I know I said it, like 4th downs, if you go for it, that's risky. But this one here, you have a minute left in the game, and you're still down by a touchdown. It's 4th and 2. Tyler Huntley, he fakes the handoff. He sold the fake so well and drew everybody across, and he ends up getting the first down with 3 yards in total. So he was able to get out and end up getting the first. So now it's a 1st and 10, and it's a pickup of 12 by Drake, because here's what happened. Tyler Huntley pump faked it to Drake and ended up having to actually pass it to him and ended up getting him so good. And now we're on 1st and goal. Tyler Huntley took it himself, and he got the touchdown. He got the touchdown, man. And this is where this game happened. This is where it happened. Justin Tucker, he got us a field goal, put us up 10-9 with less than a minute left. So now Seymour from Baltimore on our special teams, he got his 3rd special teams tackle yesterday. 3 in that game. The 3 that were tackled, for the 3 times they ended up getting sending the special teams, he got the tackle. So shout out to him for that. So now it's 1st and 10, and this is where things were getting crazy. Denver converted first downs 3 times, twice in a row, with having 3 1st and 10s, and they take a timeout with 8 seconds left. Next play, they pick up 4, so now it's 2nd and 6, and they attempt a 63-yard field goal, and they are short, way short, and that's what ends the game, putting us at 10-9 for victory over the Denver Broncos in Week 13. And yes, that was again, disappointing game, because I don't really know what else to say. I don't know how to think about it. Our players were not handling blocking assignments. We were not running the proper routes. We were not doing what we need to on defense and giving up easy yards. But at the end of the day, I know poor presentation is what they focus on, and that was definitely poor presentation. But in my mind, as a regular fan, trying to see this team catch another Super Bowl or get to the playoffs, a win is a win. And even though it was a low-scoring win, we still walked away with the victory on our own home field at M&T Bank Stadium. And all I have to say is, despite it not being a great game and a pretty low performance, we walked away with a victory. And that's all I got to say. But with that being said, and like I was saying, with that being said, we are going to just wrap up the entire thing here. I know this was a shorter episode than my standard, about an hour, maybe longer. But like I said, I don't really have too much to say about the game because, yeah, we walked away with the victory, and I'll always take a Baltimore victory over anything, but it wasn't Baltimore football like we know and love it. So, like I said before, I'm just going to wrap it up here as we move to Pittsburgh next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers at their stadium for Week 14. Thank you all for listening. As usual, you know me. I'm Anthony Propst, your host here on Baltimore Talk. Thank you for listening.